Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SKLZ, Skillz Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So this was a merger, blank check company that was going to merge with Skillz, and now it's trading under the ticker symbol SKLZ. Now, I've seen the blank check company, but I didn't know much about who they were going to merge with. And here we are, Skillz. Flying Eagle acquisition. I remember seeing that. It was a big deal. And I went ahead and did some research on what Skillz is because I've been talking about it. I came across it pretty in a funny way. And we're going to go over that in just a moment. So stay tuned for that story. But it has bubble shooter tournaments here. It has games that you normally see on a phone and a lot of people are aware of or have always been on computers, like solitary, I believe is how you pronounce it. Pool, you have here bowling, 3D golf, and Diamond Strike and Cubis. I guess you go ahead and play, and it's for cash. I mean, these games have something powerful, and the first thing that makes them powerful is the fact that you can compete. Even basketball here, and you can compete with other players either in betting or tournaments, or you win cash for just playing alone. Like, it's pretty interesting how these games are very simple. It's not like a Fortnite, it's not like a Minecraft, it's not like games on the PC or on game systems like Call of Duty, GTA, anything you think about that's like with a lot of people involved, and you go in and you play and you're competing, and it takes a lot more learning to do when playing these games. The learning curve on these games is very simple. I mean, some people are aware of these games, what they're trying to introduce, which you can see here, real money pool, is you go ahead and bet on here, and then you can also play this game as well, where you can match and so forth and play for cash. And man, I think that that's a big deal. It's so accessible, and people on their free time are always looking for something fun to do, and these things can actually become a habitual, right? Like, to the point where it's a habit to play and it becomes a norm. I was looking also at some information on the company, and I found this article here from Investor's Place, and I like this the most. And I think that it's one of the things that stands out the most. Additionally, investors will appreciate, and I appreciated it right away when I read it, that it has no debt on its balance sheet. This is a company that is software that goes into phones and computers, and it's debt free. All it could do now is just end up advertising on it and just focusing on revenue and growth and more users on its platform, and this is going to skyrocket and take off. I mean, it only makes sense. Another thing too is the first publicly traded mobile esports platform. There's going to be competitors in the future, but right now, this one's dominating. And it's going to dominate for a while, even if someone comes in. This is the most well-known one. It's like, I'm not going to compare it to Tesla. Tesla's its own sector. But it's like saying, Tesla's the first one of EV cars to be well-known and build a name for itself. I'm not comparing it to the value of Tesla. I'm not comparing it to the size or to how, big of a company and the share price of Tesla. I'm just stating it was the first public, EV company. Excuse me for that. That's not what I meant to say. EV company to go ahead and go public and be the first EV one to take over and dominate its market. So Skillz is the first publicly traded mobile esports platform. That's a big deal. This public debut sets a record and also comes at a time when esports are increasingly popular. So again, big deal. They plan on basically doubling, right, their revenue in just 2 years. That's tremendous. They're going to expand outwards, internationally. And they also are going to focus on growing, the whole mobile esports sector. And this is a sector that's already growing, and it's just going to continue to grow now with the company being more well known, and the fact that there's tournaments and so forth. That's a big deal. Also, the pre-SPAC estimates show that its users already spend 60 plus minutes a day on its platform. So for an hour of the day, there are users playing these games. Each user, and they have millions of users as of right now. Millions. And there's just so much room here. So I did a little bit more research, and it was actually going to be the merger with Flying Eagle Acquisition. I wasn't aware of that. I just remember Flying Eagle Acquisition coming up, something to do research on, and I kind of, I just blew it past by it. I didn't really make much of it. And Skillz is a big deal because it's the future. It literally is the future of esports, and the fact that it's the first publicly traded mobile esports platform, it's a big deal. There's going to be competitors, but this one right now is going to lead the pack. That's what I want you guys to take away from that the most. And they are debt free on their balance sheet. All they can do is just grow from here, right? They maintain themselves like that. Big potential. So, interesting enough, once the merger started, it ran up and then it started to fall. It fell down to almost $17 and some change, $17.83. And from that point forward, ran up, dipped again, and now it's running. Big run that it's having as well. But this is how I came across Skillz. Interesting enough. So on the 4th, I was talking about Nano Dimensions, and I mentioned this stock at the end of the video. And when I saw at the end of this list, Skillz was added, 215,000 shares were added to Ark W. This is next generation internet ETF on the 4th. And everything that gets added to this list either is dominating in its sector or it's going to be disruptive in the near future for that sector and market. Big deal. And Skillz is here. Now, what's more interesting is I talked about Nano Dimensions again today, and I briefly touched bases on Skillz. And Skillz has been doubled up on their position here for Ark W on the 5th. It's the same ETF from yesterday to today, just the updated numbers on the share count if it changed up or down. And Nano Dimensions went up, and when I look down, Skillz is right there. Skillz is doubled up. They had 200,000 shares, right? And some change. And now they have 462,000 shares. They went up 240,000 shares, almost 250,000 shares. Pretty close. Like not that far from it, just a few thousand off. That is a big deal. If they continue to high-end their positions here with Skillz, we're going to have to watch this. I'm going to track it. And I hope that we can see this closely, that they don't do nothing like they've been doing with Nano Dimensions. Like, you have to really dig deep and jump in on this to see how they're acting with Nano Dimensions, because it's not being sent out in their notifications. So that's why I'm doing those videos. So for those of you that are not aware of Nano Dimensions or want to track it, you're more than welcome to. I do a daily video on that as well. For all of you guys that are first-time viewers or viewers and weren't even aware of it. But Skillz, we're going to track it down. And if they don't send it out in their notifications, we're going to see it here. They've doubled up already. That's a big deal. They are bullish on Skillz. And the fact that it's here on Ark W, next generation internet, it's going to disrupt the way and the innovation of games, and the fact that it's going to be the leader in its market. And that's exactly what that article was stating. They are debt free, and they're the first esport gaming platform coming into the market. Big deal. What a run. We need to watch this carefully. I'm not saying that it's too late or too early to buy, but we need to watch it carefully. We need to see how it's reacting. And I also want to see how Ark Invest reacts as it's going down. They bought as it was going down here. I want to see them buy more as it's going down from this peak. If it does go down from this peak, because it could continue to run. But, big deal. We need to keep this one on our radar. If you don't have it already, if you aren't aware of it, you certainly should. And I found it very interesting. Funny way that I found it. I came across it talking about nano dimensions, and then I see it added to the bottom of the list. 200,000 shares, so I talked about it. And then today I'm talking about my video. They doubled up. The next thing is that they double up again, or that they add 200,000 more shares as it's going down, or double up to 800,000 as it's going down. And that's going to make a bold statement on this stock and what Ark Invest believes. It's always good to get in as early as you can, but this one's pretty early still for Ark Invest. They've only bought twice. It's not like they've been buying for the last couple of days. Now, it's never too late or too early. You got to do your due diligence and research. And just because Ark Invest is buying a position doesn't mean that it's going to be bullish or it's guaranteed to be bullish. But when Ark Invest makes a decision, it's for a reason. They have reasoning behind it. They have a group of analysis and investors behind it. And it's not just one person making this decision. It's a group collectively of analysis and analysts that are investors and experts at what they do. They've done a pretty good job. Their track record on their ETFs is good. I mean, they speak for themselves. But when Ark Invest makes a decision and it's getting added to next generation internet, that's a bold statement here for Skillz and what Skillz is going to become, or what it already is. And there's so much growth potential once this goes international. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.